So we're going to go to Portal now and look to see where we were. Hopefully you can hear me now. Thank you. So we should have a web application or web API up and running, and ignore all the other items in here. I've been playing around with some future stuff for the next stream, or next thing I think about doing. So this is our API, nothing in, nothing out. So let's go and just double check that it works. I'm gonna probably need to get a new token. While I get a new token, and I have to type my password correctly. Jeez. Get my phone. Come on, Authenticator. One of the challenges I'm struggling with doing this is there's lots of entering passwords and such, and I keep forgetting. You get in the habit of trying to talk out loud and speak about what you're doing, but you don't want to speak when you're saying what your password is. I've already shown one password that I had to change and delete from the stream. Okay, so let's hit send, and if everything works, after a couple seconds, we should get back our API. You'll notice that here we're now using our URL. This is kind of coded in the environment section of Postman. So if we take a look at this, I think I can just click here. You'll see it's based on the current environment. So with Azure, we are going to JoeG-contact-API AzureNet. Maybe at one point I'll go and put a real domain name around it. So that's working. Now we need to publish our web app. So this should be relatively easy. I'm going to right click here and choose publish, and we are going to want to publish to Azure. And then this creates another kind of build script, sort of. It's really a run configuration. So right now it says publish web UI to Azure. It says a lot more than that. If I open up the screen, you can see more. And it gives me a list of different resources or apps to it. This is where we deployed the web API, and we're going to deploy the contacts web there next. We have the option of opening it in the browser if we want. We're going to probably navigate to it anyway, so let's try. I'm going to click apply, and then let's just run it. Now if it all works correctly, we should see this execute and create a zip file, and then get a message that it's successful. So it created a zip, and this is a very long directory where it's at. It's essentially using the Azure Resource API, uploading it. It deployed it, gave me the URL to it, and off on a different screen, it loaded. Why it always loads on a different screen? I don't want it on a different screen. Sweet. So an error occurred. Swapping to development environment will display in more detail. Development environment shouldn't be used for deploy applications. What happened? So let's go take a look and see what happened. This really should be on a separate screen. Let's do that so I don't have to keep swapping back and forth. So it failed right in the root. Oh, I betcha I know what happened. Let's go and look. The configuration is probably wrong. So if we look here at our UI, I think I put everything in the app developer settings, which is kind of what we want to do. This is the development based stuff, but we didn't go and change any of the production level stuff. So let's go and do that. I want to do this in a different folder or a different thing, put the logging afterwards, since that's consistent. Now we should be good. And then let's go and copy these out and put them here. I put the placeholders for it, but didn't bother to actually update it. So now this should work, but we want to change this to the correct API. So let's go and get that because I already don't remember what it was. Here it is. Copy. Change this. Now we should be good to go. So let's deploy that. And the way I know that that is what the cause was, because the actual website itself loaded, and we got this frame here, which leads me to believe that the credentials weren't passed in. So it said, hey, try to authenticate, but it didn't know who to authenticate with. So let's give it a shot and see if that worked. We're gonna have to redeploy it again. And to do that, we just do run here, treats it as if it's a run. Is my screen updating? Sorry about that. I guess when I unplugged it and replugged it back in, it lost the screen capture. Let's see if it's updating now. I'm gonna wait a second. Yeah, it's updating now. Wow, what a big failure. I guess I shouldn't do it on Sundays. So let's refresh this and see what happens now that I pushed it. Having trouble signing in. The URL repeat does not match. Awesome. So this is another piece of the puzzle. So if I read this, it's telling me essentially that the reply URL is wrong, because now that we're not running locally, it doesn't know what to do. It's when we set up the application, if we look here, and we go to app registrations, we have to pretty much create a new app for this. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. Let's switch directory to coding with JoeG. I think I put it in. Bright face. That means my face is going to get brighter now. So here we have the context MVC local. So we're going to probably want to create a non-local version of it. So let's go and do context MVC. You want a separate application for each environment. It just makes it easier that way. And I think we did this. I'm going to compare between the two of them so I don't keep going back and forth and deleting and trying again. Try to get it right the first time this time. What did we do? Where did we get it? Authentication. I think that's it. Oh, we're going to get there in a second. So we signed on for any personal accounts, blah, blah, blah. And this is where we want the redirect URL. So this is the hard part, which I don't remember off the top of my head. So we are going to have to go to the library for it, which is that library. There is a separate URL for the redirect, and I think I can go here. Sign out. Okay. This is where I believe I need to redirect it to. Let's try that out now. So this should be, I'm going to paste that in there because I already forgot the code. I need this URL here. All this. And I'm going to copy this because I don't remember. Yeah, that's where the authentication response comes back, which is not what I just pasted in. Register your application. I guess it's just the plain URL. I guess I just need this. So let's try that. Which means I'm going to need to update the app ID for it to let's paste that in there. And I'm going to need a new client secret. And let's set this to expire client secret. Copy. Now that should have everything it needs to log in. But now we need to give it the API permissions. So I don't want brand. Directory token configuration. I don't think I did any token configuration. Nope. API permissions. Oh no. Expose an API. No. Owners. Token configuration. Let's go and do that under token configuration. And what did I choose? I chose email, family name, given name. Email, family name, given name, and what else? We're not using those right now. Verified primary. But I'm going to keep it consistent. Let's look at API permissions. And then we are going to need all these contacts and user impersonation. So we don't need that one. Add permissions, my APIs, contacts API, end user, and all of these permissions. Add permission. Okay, I think that's it for that. I don't think I need those other permissions there. There's no expose API. And owner shouldn't matter. Hey, everything should be good now as far as permissions. So let's go back and republish it. Now, when we come back here, we're going to need to definitely re-sign in again. Because once you add permissions, you have to kind of re-authenticate to grant the app those permissions. Response type ID token is not enabled for your app. Ah, I missed a permission. Killing me. Where did I miss that permission? Token. Email, family name, given name, primary. So that's correct. Oh, it's probably these other permissions. And I don't remember where I got those from. It's not the API itself. Let's see where I got those bad boys from. Other permissions granted. These permissions have been granted but aren't configured permissions in your list. Using the admin. No, I don't want the admin. Should be able to get our API. Oh, I know what I did. I didn't add the application. I got to add this platform here. That's what I forgot. So if I remember correctly, let's go here. URL is right. The logout URL I have to copy. So this should be this slash sign out dash OIDC. Sign out that, hey, I remembered it. Look at me, bonus points to me. And then I think I did access tokens, ID tokens. And then everything else should be good. Let's save. And let's refresh. CG. I don't even remember the URL for it. Including JoeG. What is the URL? Ah, this is wrong. We don't want the API part. We want the web part. We want the web part. Why am I redirecting here? That is bad, Joe. Bad, Joe. No wonder why it's not working. Oh, man. Struggles. The thing is, once you get it working right, you don't have to keep doing it again and again and again. I have to remember the URL for the website. And we'll have to change this if we go and create a, where is it? Navigate through here to get to it. If we create a custom domain for it, we'll have to change it again. And we want to copy that URL. It's here, so this should be replaced with this. This should be replaced with this. Now we should be good to go. Once it's updated, I'm going to restart the app just to make sure it's good to go. Got my own customized cup from C# Corner. Has a little saying on the back. Great leaders empower others. That's what I try to do. Okay, the app restarted, so let's go and try and sign into the app. It's the first time it's going to it, so it's got to spin back up even though I hit restart. There it goes. Now it's giving me prompts for all the permissions. I'm going to consent. Click accept. The URL specified does not match the URL. Oh, that's a different message. I need to change something here. No, this is all API. That's for logging in. What did I miss? What did I miss? Where are my permissions? It's probably a URL I got wrong. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I remember I had this trouble when I was trying to figure it out last time locally. Maybe in that one. This is the one I want to be in. Does it go here? There are some docs I want to follow, and it is sample code web app. Going to give me the URLs if this is the one we want. It looks like I got that. What did I miss? Saying the ID is not right. URLs will accept destinations when returning authentication responses after successfully authenticating users. Let's see if there's anything in the quick start for it. Should all be right. Now where'd you go? Setup. That's just what I just viewed. Maybe because I don't have the forward slash in it. I hope it's as simple as that. Data for the sign out. Sign out. Got the ID, tokens, got the live SDK. Save. Let's try refreshing it. Let's see. I forgot the URL already. Still have it on the clipboard. Reply URL does not match the reply. Oh, let's Google this. Shame none of my AD friends are on to help with this. It's just I got a URL wrong somewhere, and hopefully it's not something in the configuration. Your reply URLs needs to be registered in a portal to create a connection. Authentication. The reply URL port needs to match exactly what's configured in the application code. For example, HTTPS, register differently, mismatch, client ID. Did that. That doesn't help. Those connecting a desktop, yeah, I don't need to do that. Sample application. Yeah, I don't need to do that. What is it's a rabbit hole. See if Stack Overflow has an answer. Need to change. Update these URLs if you configure the app for production use, or if you publish, you should change the reply URL in both app config and AD application to be sign out. Okie dokie, let's try that. Yeah. Want to paste that there? Let's paste that here. Save. Let's try this. CW. This is right. Let's make sure I got the client IDs right. Client ID. Just make sure you're right. Also, sign out, implicit grant. Yes, yes. all Microsoft account users, all Microsoft account users. Directory tenant, ED. That's all right. Let's copy this, make sure this is the right number. 96. F96, secret's right. Tenant's right. What if this is right? Let's paste that in there and see if that matters. No, because that's the domain for. It should be the domain for my. When I had the separate. URL, or when I had the separate Active Directory, that shouldn't have mattered. But just in case, let's do this. The other thing is I shouldn't be putting these clients' ID secrets inside of the app JSON. I should really be putting that outside. Web app is stopped. Get an error on the other screen. And 99% sure the error is because. Oh, damn. Still broken. What am I missing? What am I missing? I don't need any of those. Branding, nothing in branding, shouldn't matter. Authentication, sign out, authentication. ID tokens, green, yes, no. ID tokens, green, yes, no. Certificate should just have the client secret. Token configuration. Email, it shouldn't really matter. Email, family name, given name, API permissions. 5 contacts, user impersonation, offline, OpenID, profile. Oh, missing user read. Missing user read. Where did I get user read from? Offline. Let's go and do this. Add permission. Microsoft Graph. User read. I think that was what I wanted, right? To read. That's not what I wanted. I don't want it there. I don't think that matters, but just be safe. To read all, mostly be, oh, it's still populating there. Well, I'm pretty sure that's not the problem, but let's try it again. Have to re-authenticate because the URL, reply URL, still not working. What's wrong with this reply URL? Let's get started. Da, 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 da. Let's learn. You can go to Fiddler to see. Go to Authentication under Manual. Review your registered redirect URLs. It should be in there. Unless I'm going nuts. Let's double check it. It shouldn't matter. Oh, I didn't check owners, and of course, owners shouldn't matter. Roles, administrator. That shouldn't matter. Manifest. I remember manifest causing us problems before. This bad boy out. I don't want that full screen. I see the other one side by side. Stop at the full screens. ID null, 2 version add in, app ID. Log out URL, log out URL. ID token, verified primary, email, family name, given name. Password credentials shouldn't matter. Reply with URL types. And that's right. Required resource tokens. That's all the scope ones. It shouldn't really matter. Sign in audience is right. What the fuck am I missing? It's probably something really basic too. Just gonna go to that URL, see if it exists. Oh, it exists. There's something in the configuration that I have wrong. Where'd you go? check ID tokens. Yeah, that's right. Plus the web. Don't want any of that. Let's check the code and see what the sample has. Slogging. Nothing that's different is this. Said that. Let's get you back in there since you're probably not the cause of it. And add in you guys here. Might be constructing this on the fly. I'm gonna publish it. That's right, normally things aren't this hard. Happens using cutting edge stuff, I guess. Copy the info to the clipboard and see what it is. Same message. Let me try this, taking this out with it, see if that works. Because now I just told it, put it in the configuration file. See what the URL stuff says in it. So redirect blah 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 slash sign out. That's what I told it to do. HTTP contact web Azure sign out dash OIC. It's got all the scopes. I wonder if my cookies are messed up for this. Let's try that. Keep you there for a second. This happened last time when I was playing around with it locally. That's not what I wanted. Lots of cookies in use there. Remove you, remove you, remove you. Recruiting with JoeG. Probably just sign myself out of everything. does match the application. INO-OIDC. Let's verify that 100th time. So if we look here, let's increase the font a little bit more. Oh, that's big. Redirect URI equals http cwjg contacts-web.azures.net / sign in. Sign in versus out. That needs to change, unless I totally missed that. Where's that doc? Fallback path, sign in. CGCW. Uh-oh. Might be working. Yay, it works. Son of a typos. So now our application is working. Let's make sure we can view the contacts. I'm gonna go and edit Brady since he caused me all this problem by recommending I update to this library. His real, let's give it his anniversary is 12/25, married on Christmas 2019. Hit save. Yes. Whew. Ah, that was rough. How long was I on for? Almost an hour to get it working, but now our application is live, so you can go to this URL and you should be able to access it. Yay, now our app is live and working, and nothing has changed in the code outside of adding this to it. I wonder if this really fixed it or if it was the other site, but now we're live, we're good to go, and everything is in the cloud. So we are good there. I think the next step would be us to add application insights for it. So before we do that, we're going to take a quick break and be right back. I'm just going to throw up the ending scene and then be right back so I know where to cut the video.